What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 25th day of July, and here we are at about 17 cents with 8 hours and 28 minutes left in the day. Looking at this here, man, I mean, I can't believe that we've come down this low, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity to buy. Anybody who is fading Cookie or any altcoin right now, anybody who, I mean, maybe not any altcoin, but anything that's in like the top 500 coins or at least the top 200 coins. Um, you're, you're telling me it's your first cycle without telling me it's your first cycle. You know what I mean? It's scary. I understand. And emotions are likely running rampant across the crypto space for a lot of people. But if you've been in this, if you're a seasoned vet, if you've been in this for 3 cycles or more like me, this is it's a fart in the wind, man. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I'm sure there are people who lost sleep over the past 3 days because of this move. And for me, it's like I'm just looking at it like this is a great opportunity. I got my fork and knife in hand. I got my bib on. I'm thinking about buying some more, man. This is a really whenever it comes to people in the real world that I talk to, if they tell me that they've invested in Cookie or if they ask me what to invest in, it makes me happy because I love XCN. It's my biggest bag, you guys know, and I think that there's a lot going on with XCN. It's something that I understand more. I like DeFi. DeFi to me seems like it makes the most sense because it's the most to me it's the most applicable use case for crypto, and because we're and maybe not the most applicable, but it's to me it just seems obvious. It's so obvious, right? Because crypto is meant to be currency, finance, DeFi. That just it makes sense, right? It's the forefront of what's going to bring change in this world. And I like Onyx Coin, right? That's really what I'm trying to say. But I even with that, and that's why it's my biggest bag is because I understand it more. Even with that, Cookie DAO, I think, will outperform Onyx Coin. I think that even though it's not DeFi, it's AI, I think that this will outperform Onyx Coin. So that's why, just circling back to that point, it makes me happy whenever I hear people tell me that they've invested in Cookie, or whenever they ask what to buy, I tell them Cookie DAO, man. This is the one because I really think it's a no-brainer. Like you could put $100 in this thing, man, and turn it into thousands of dollars by Thanksgiving, by Christmas, right? And not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but who couldn't use a little bit extra money for Christmas presents and stuff like that, right? Like it just, I don't know, and maybe other things, maybe something that's not so trivial, right? Maybe something that's a little bit more necessary for your life to help you out. But this thing, and that's just by Christmas, let alone by the end of this cycle. I mean, you could genuinely $100 could turn into tens of thousands of dollars with this thing, you guys. I'm not even kidding. Like we've genuinely got, and with this drop, multi 100x potential. Out of all the coins that I talk about regularly, out of all the coins that I hold and that I'm interested in personally, this is the one that I have the most confidence in having a multi 100x potential. Again, some people hear that and they're like, well, then why isn't Cookie your biggest bag? Because most potential does not equal I should bet the farm on it, right? In fact, very smart investors, very experienced investors, people who are older than me, who've been investing longer than before I was born times two, they say that it's oftentimes, and I've experienced this myself, if you haven't experienced this, you're just new, it's the coins or the stocks, it's the assets that you're the most excited about that tend to underperform. And it's the ones that you are maybe the least excited about or lesser excited about, you don't give attention to, those are the ones that overperform and that exceed your expectations. So, and I've gotten burned by that plenty of times. That's why I'm not putting the bank into Cookie, but I do have a good bit of Cookie. I got a nice little Cookie jar myself, but I think Onyx Coin again, it's just something easier for me to wrap my head around, and I'm confident that it will grow. Am I confident that it'll see a 200x? No, I'm pretty confident Cookie DAO has the potential for not just a 200x, but even more than that. And again, let's actually go over that real quick. Let's go over where I think Cookie's going to go, because now that we're at this significant discount compared to where we've talked about it over the past like couple weeks now, I think that the potential growth is just that much more enticing. Let's look at it here. If it'll load, we're waiting on you, Cookie DAO, to load. Please do. Okay, here we go. From a high to a low, right? My expectation would be that we stop somewhere around this 2272 to the 2886. Okay. I'm not going to go into excruciating detail as to why. We've gone over that plenty of times, but just understand that's the target area. It has been for a while. So at 21 cents, what would have been a 100x at a $21 price is now, instead of 100x, it's 122x, right? So this drop gave you an extra 22x. You understand what I'm saying? Like that $100 invested at 21 cents versus now produces an extra couple $1,000s. That's awesome. That's pretty great. On the minimum side of the expectations, right? The maximum side of expectations, I mean, we've got, it was a 500x. Now it's a 500 and let's see, actually, because it was $100 was the expectation rate. Now it's basically a 600x, almost a 600x, you guys. Crazy. And the in between, right there at the $46 mark, which I really do believe, Cookie, that this might be the area that we stop at. I'm thinking 20 at a minimum, 100 at a maximum. We probably don't see 100. We probably don't stop at 20. I'm thinking 46 sounds right. That's a nice 280x potential. Does that mean we get there? No. Does that mean sell the bank, sell the farm, put it all on this? I mean, if you do that, you'll probably make money, but is that where it's going to go if you do this? No, that doesn't, pessimistically and even somewhat more quote-unquote realistically, I think a $7.50 to a $10 price is also feasible. But even that is still phenomenal. That's a 44x from here to a 59x from here. And this is exactly why I tell people about this coin most of the time whenever anyone asks me what they should invest in. This is the coin that I bring up because even at a pessimistic level, it's still outperforming the average coin 2 to 1. You're going to make life-changing money with this, right? And odds are the average person can afford to put more than $1,000 in, but even if you or $100, I was going to say, but even if you put $100 in, that can turn into several thousands of dollars for you by the end of the cycle, and that's a starting point, man. That's a great starting point for a lot of people, and you can start with $100 to get there. Like, it doesn't take much, and that's why I really like this coin. But beyond that, man, let's get into the short-term stuff and talk about it real quick. Bitcoin's being a little squirrely, isn't she? I'm thinking we're going to move up a little bit first. We'll probably move back up to 16K, and then I do believe we're going to drop, but, just as we did back here, we're probably going to do over here, and then we'll probably drop something like that. It'll be like a fake out drop. It'll be quick, scary, and then boom, then we're ripping to the upside. I don't know. Something like that is kind of in my wheelhouse of expectations. Cookie DAO, 1 hour time frame. Cookie DAO is not looking like it wants to move up. Bad Cookie DAO dropping on us. Down 4%. Bitcoin's down 2.4%. So you're definitely having a worse day than most altcoins are right now. But that's okay. It's you want the top performers. You want the ones that you have high hopes for. You want them to be on discount, on sale. This is a great opportunity. 1 hour RSI does look a little bit bearish. Not gonna lie, looking at it here with the lower highs, lower lows, right? You're probably gonna get into this oversold zone again. With that, I would think you have multiple lows to come. So here, you're breaking down. You're going to get that over. Oh, well, we got 21 minutes left. If this hour closes green, we might not go lower. The only reason why is if we close this hour green, we're going to be bouncing off the oversold zone, which actually would be a very powerful signal. Because here you look like you should be getting oversold. So if you bounce like that, that's actually enough causality, enough reason to send you higher, I would think. And that could happen. The MACD, it looks like it wants to cross down. Stochastics look bearish, so I'm going to lean with the idea that the original thought that we probably do go lower, because again, the RSI does look like it wants to get in the oversold zone. With that, just like here, when you got oversold, you had multiple dips into it, so low and then a lower low. We'll probably get a low and then a lower low, form some bullish divergence with a higher low in the RSI, and I don't know if we'll get a lower low in the RSI. I know I said that a second ago right here, but maybe we do, but I would think some bullish divergence to finish this off. We'll probably go down to around 15 cents. Let's see if we can make sense out of that real quick. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here. 4 hour time frame. I know the computer's loud today, you guys. Low to high. Yeah, so you're grinding out the golden ratio. Whenever you see this behavior, not always, but typically whenever you see this behavior, and especially if you find resistance in this area, typically you will go to the 786, 886. So something around 15.3 to 16 cents. You're at 16.7 cents now, so just a little bit lower. Nothing crazy, but the discount is going to keep discounting, and we're probably going to go just a little bit lower, you guys. Okay, so 15 cents to 16 cents. What was the price actually? It wasn't 15 cents. 15.3 cents to 16 cents. The 4 hour RSI does look a little bit bearish as well. You're bouncing out of the oversold zone, but really you're getting in and getting out, and that's bearish. That's like prime bearish stuff right now. It's very tight, which is kind of odd, but still very bearish. Stochastics pointed down, bearish. The MACD, it's actually looking like it wants to turn around, which is nice, but you probably get another drive in the histogram, a darker reading, right? The bearish momentum building, something like this, where here you're in the white shade and then it turns dark. You're going to get something like that, I think, by the end of the day, and that should promote bullish divergence on the MACD on the 4 hour time frame. And then the rest will follow, right? That should send you, I think, between here and next week, going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, you should be moving up at a good rate. And I wouldn't even be surprised if by the end of the month, if you were not just above 21 cents, but back above 30 cents and beyond. It's looking like we're not going to be at our all-time high areas by the end of the month, unfortunately, and that's okay. You know, this drop was not intended to be this long lived, and I thought we were breaking out, but I would expect that we're probably around this high, something around 30 cents to 38 cents by the end of the month, and then going into August, we should still see that fantastic growth. It is possible, you guys, that this run does extend into September. It doesn't stop in August. It's very possible that it does stop in September, but we'll see how that goes. 16.6 cents right now, daily time frame here. Looking at it, the daily RSI I think overall looks bullish, but we're in a place that's kind of bearish right now. But we're in an area to bounce. I think. Looking at the stochastics, bearish because we're in the oversold zone. MACD crossed above the zero, but we're showing a little bit of disrespect by crossing back down like this. Let's see if we can uphold the MACD oscillators above the zero line. The oscillators are the blue and this orange line here. These lines that they oscillate, they cross between each other, right? Let's see if we can uphold these lines above the zero. If the blue line goes below the zero, I'm not concerned, but it's if the orange line gets, even if it gets below the zero, it's okay. It's not super strict, but like a sizable bit below the zero, that could be a little concerning. I think it'd be nice to hold this, and really, if we can just consolidate over the weekend like I'm kind of thinking we're going to, and not produce lower prices, I think things will look good. If we do get below these lows here, that could be bad, guys. That could be really bad, so we don't want to do that. If it's something like this, understand though, if it's something like this, where in one day we wick down here, and then the same day we come back up and we close back up, then it's okay. But a daily close below that low, we don't want to see that. Just understand that would be problematic. I'd probably make like an emergency video right then and there just to like give you my thoughts. And I mean, even now, in the event that I'm not, if something like that were to happen, understand likely we'd be seeing prices go down to 13.2 cents to 11.7 cents. I can't see a scenario where not only would we close below the 0.5, but close below this low and we don't go to the golden ratio. But I don't think that's where we're going. I don't think that's where we're going. I'm just stressing that right now as a important level to uphold. I don't think that we're going lower. I think that this is just a higher low. Right, you got low here, higher low here, higher low, higher low. You got another higher low that you're forming right now. Everything's good. It's at a discount. It's at an ample opportunity to buy. And if you hold, if you're patient, it should pay off handsomely over the next, I think, over the next 6 to 9 months. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just telling you my opinions and why I like Cookie from a technical perspective, not really from a fundamental perspective. If you're looking to get into the fundamentals of Cookie DAO, you can look it up yourself. You know, use Grok if you want, or just go on CoinMarketCap, type in Cookie, and then you can look up the white paper on there. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'll show you how to do it real quick because it is a little. It's not hard to do, but it's a little. I want to say out of the way. I don't know how to phrase it. You go to the website. Because normally on CoinMarketCap, if there's a white paper, you can just click on that there. And they don't even identify their white paper as white paper. They call it tokenomics, which tokenomics is really what you should care about whenever it comes to any white paper, I think. But it's good to understand your project too if you're investing in it, right? I've read this thing like 3 times and I still don't fully understand Cookie. I just understand that it's one of the top AI projects, one of the most highly sought after AI projects, and I know that it's a AI index, whatever, you know, for AI agents, but like whatever that means. If you scroll all the way down, cookie.fun, you go here, Cookie Tokenomics. That's what you want to click on, okay? You click on that, and that'll take you, I mean, you just read that whole thing, and that'll take you there. But they've got a lot going on, man. I understand they've got a lot going on, and there's more to this than meets the eye, and the product line seems pretty damn cool, and all the airdrops, everything that they're doing, I see the value in this thing, and I see where it's going to attract value as well, through its staking, through its airdrops, through its rewards, through its interactions and ecosystem. I mean, through just the usage of this itself, with the good sentiment and bad sentiment, right? There's various things that are pretty damn interesting about this thing, but I encourage anybody to try to wrap their heads around it, right? Read the tokenomics, read that whole thing, and if you don't understand it, it's okay. Treat it like a math problem. Keep reading, come back to it later, see if you understand it, you know, and if you don't, it's okay. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. I just think that anybody who's investing in anything, they should at least read about it, right? I don't think you have any business putting money that actually matters to you in anything unless you have some kind of formal education on it, or at least a basic education on it, right? And the best way to do that is to read the tokenomics. This is basically its white paper, guys. So read as much as you want, though. Read as much as you want. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, please. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. The Cookie Snaps is really cool too, right? There's all kinds of cool things going on with this stuff, you guys, but I'm just talking. All right, bye-bye.